Perplexity is mostly known as a tool for doing a research, but there are some awesome other things that you can do with Perplexity. You can create an AI image, you can create a chart or a graph, and also you can use it to do some coding. Now, technically, this is not the best tool, not the most appropriate tool to create a code, but it is still possible. And not to mention, Perplexity has multiple AI models. Right now, when I'm recording this video, there are options like GPT-4o, GPT 4.5, there is Cloud 3.7 Sonnet, there is also Grok, Gemini, and also the Sonar model from Perplexity. So these models are very good, and many of them are actually excellent at coding. So we can use Perplexity to produce high quality code, and what we need to do is really just prompting. So in this video, I'm going to show you how you can build a simple Chrome extension with only Perplexity AI. And you don't have to be a developer, you don't have to be someone with deep technical knowledge, because we just need to prompt and AI will produce all the code necessary for the application, which in this case will be a Chrome extension. So I have prepared a prompt, and this is the one that I'm going to be using for this video. You can actually pause this video and then copy this prompt, but it is actually not very complicated. Now, the first section of the prompt is going to be the name. You have to specify what is the name of the prompt, and then later you have to describe what is the extension is about. In this case, my extension is a tab counter. Basically, it will count the number of tabs open in the browser, and this is the description that I will give to AI. But you have to be very specific here, because AI cannot read your mind. You have to explain everything, all the features, all the interface, all the buttons that the extensions will have. So just try to be as specific as possible. I can get away with this description because the extension is very simple, but if you want to create something else, then make sure that everything that you want is included in the prompt. Next, we have this technical session. This is actually very important. In this case, I just want to use Manifest version 3 because this is the new coding standard in Google Chrome. When you want to create a Chrome extension, it has to follow this Manifest version 3. And then only use necessary permission. I use this extra prompt because sometimes Perplexity and most AIs will actually produce unnecessary code. So we just want to use permission that is necessary for the extension. Don't worry too much about that. And then the design has to be intuitive and modern. I want to add some animation as well if necessary. And then the icon file name will be icon.png. Now, AI in Perplexity cannot create an image. It cannot create the image for the extension, so we have to create it manually later. But don't worry, I'm going to show you how you can do it easily. And then lastly, I want the AI to just provide the full code so I can copy and paste quickly to some sort of text editor later. Now, when you're done with the prompting, you can send the message to Perplexity and then just wait until it finishes. Right now, it is still trying to build the code, and I'm using Cloud 3.7 Sonnet for building this application. But you can use something else. You can use GPT-4o, you can use GPT 4.5 as well. Generally, GPT and Cloud are the best when it comes to coding, but maybe in the future you will see more options that will be better at coding compared to the ones that I have today. But regardless, Perplexity has provided the code to me, and now I'm going to copy everything. I'm going to copy all the code and we'll put it into a sort of code editor. Actually, not code editor, just a regular text editor. And then we are going to turn that into a file that can be accepted by the Chrome browser. Now, based on the response, you can see that there are going to be 5 different files for this project. There's going to be manifest.json, background.js, popup.html, and then popup.js, and then lastly icon.png, the one that I have described earlier. And if you actually scroll down, you will see that there are multiple codes for multiple files, and we just need to copy them to a text editor. So let's start with the manifest.json. I'm going to copy the code by clicking on this button. Now you can open a file library, any folder on your computer. And then I'm going to create a new file, and let's create text document right here. Let's call this one manifest. Enter. And let's open this. And then I'm going to paste. And then file, save. And then you can close this text document. Now you have to repeat the process again for the other files. Let's go back and then background.js. I'm going to click this. New text document and then background. Right now the format is still .txt, but don't worry because we are going to change that later. Let's focus on just moving all the codes to these items. And then let's do the same for popup.html. I'm going to copy and new text document, popup. I'm going to just use the shortcut Ctrl and V and then Ctrl and S. So it's a lot quicker. And popup.js. Okay, that should be the last file for the extension. Click new text document and then popup. Oh, there are going to be two popup files. So this one I'm going to call this popup.js. We are going to change that later, but let's just focus on this one task. Okay, now all the files have been created. Lastly is icon.png. I think the easiest way to get an icon for free is by going to a site called flaticon.com. And then here you can search for an icon for your project. But there's one thing that I have to mention here, because usually if you want to use the icon from this website, you have to be on the Pro subscription, which means it will grant you access to use the extension, to use the icon for a commercial purpose. But if your extension is only for personal use, I don't think that's going to be a problem. I think it's totally fine to use it for just testing or use it on your own. So yeah, as long as it is not for commercial, I think you can use it for free. Now I'm going to search for, let's say, a star icon. And let's try maybe this one. This is quite simple. I'm going to download this. Let's select the resolution to be 128 pixels because there's no point of using something that is too big. Okay, the icon has been downloaded. I'm going to move that to my folder that contains the other files like the JSON file, the popup, background file, etc. Okay, now this is the folder. I'm going to just paste the file, star.png. Let's change the name to icon.png. Now it is time to change the extension, the format of these files. What you need to do is you have to go to the view menu and then enable file name extension. This will allow us to actually change the name or the format of each file. Make sure that this option is enabled, and then we're going to change them one by one. Again, you can go back to Perplexity and see what format on each file that they have to have. Okay, the background is going to be background.js. Okay, that's the name. And then manifest is going to be manifest.json. Popup here is going to be popup.html. Okay, by the way, I'm just following all the format that was inscribed by Perplexity, so you can check that. And then lastly is popup.js. Well, let's change that to .js, and the name should be just popup. And enter again. There you go. So we have all the files that are necessary for the extension, and we can actually start testing this extension. What you need to do is you have to go to Google Chrome, of course, and then I'm going to click on this menu, click extensions, click manage extensions, and then here you have to enable developer mode. Make sure that this option is enabled, otherwise you cannot install the extension on your own. So enable the developer mode, and then you can click load unpack to select the folder that contains all the extensions, all the codes for your extension. Okay, it was this folder. It's actually the same folder that I have shown you earlier. This is a folder called tab counter, and this folder contains all the files like the manifest, the popup, the background, the icon.png. All of them are in this folder. You can click on it and then click select folder. If there is any problem, usually it would be added to your Chrome browser, and you can actually start using it. So right now I can test the extension by clicking on this extension menu, and I do recommend to pin the extension for easier access. And if you click on this extension icon, okay, it will display this, which is not exactly what I want. So there must be something that we can do. It is actually showing everything quite right. Like it shows the website, which is the one that I request. It shows the name of the page. And so far there are 1, 2, 3, 4 tabs open on my browser. But I want to get a number, so I have to go back to Perplexity and ask for a correction. By the way, I think one thing that I like from Perplexity is that when you click on the extension icon, it will show this visual, and you can actually take a screenshot and then send the screenshot to Perplexity for it to correct the problem. Now I'm going to be using a keyboard shortcut. I'm using Windows to take a screenshot for this extension. I'm going to press Windows, Shift, and then S, and I'm going to take a screenshot like this. And let's go back to Perplexity. And in order to paste or upload the file, you can just press Ctrl and V on the keyboard, and Perplexity will detect that there was an image being uploaded like this one. You can see that it was the screenshot of the extension, and I'm going to ask for a correction. Please show the number of tabs open, not just the name of the page. Let's hit enter and just wait for it to give the correction. Usually if you're providing the screenshot, it's going to understand the problem a lot better, and you can get the correction, and it's going to be a lot better than you are describing it with words. If you can use visual, just use it, because Perplexity allows you to upload an image and you definitely want to use it. Okay, so this is the updated code, and apparently this is for the popup.html, and I think this is the full code. Oh, there's also this code for popup.js, so we have to edit those two files. Let's start with popup.html. I'm going to copy it, and this time I'm going to open popup.html using a notepad, which is something that you can actually do. And let's try using choose another app. Okay, so that's very interesting. That's not listed, but usually it is listed. Let me see something else. Okay, if you cannot use Notepad to open the file, you can actually just open just Notepad, any Notepad, and then you can drag and drop the file right here, and it will show you all the code of the popup.html. Now, I'm going to just copy the code from Perplexity, again, popup.html. And I'm going to remove this, and let's press Ctrl and V. There you go. So let's press Ctrl and S. Now the file has been saved, and I'm going to do it again. Let's open, I believe it was background.js. Oh, sorry, it's popup.js. Sorry about that. Let's open it right here. Just drag and drop, and I'm going to just copy this. Let me remove this and Ctrl V and Ctrl S. There you go. So let me close this, and what you need to do is you have to go back to the extensions menu and click this button to refresh the new code. Click reload, and now we should be able to see the number or the quantity of tabs that open in the browser. Okay, that's pretty cool. Total tabs open 4. That's correct, and yeah, it's basically working. Of course, the extension visual still look basic, and even though I asked it to be to have intuitive and modern design, unfortunately it's still very basic. But that's okay. You can always prompting again. You can send another prompt. You can make some adjustments to make the extension look even better. But that's basically how you can create a simple Chrome extension with only Perplexity AI. You can continue asking Perplexity about correction or revision, and always tell it to provide the full code, and then you can copy the code, the new code that it has provided, and update your Chrome extension. So basically everything that you need to know on creating a Chrome extension using Perplexity AI. If you like this video, please consider subscribing to this channel. I will try to make more videos about AI tutorials. And in any way, I really appreciate that you're watching this video until the end. And thank you for watching.